What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode here at Sports Talk Detroit. And today I want to talk about the curious, mysterious case of Marvin Bagley. And I think we can all agree that we have enjoyed the past 16 games. And it's hard to believe, isn't it, that he's already been here for 16 games, that Marvin Bagley has played with the Detroit Pistons. He's coming off a couple of really good games. And one okay game. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. What we're starting to see now is the true what Marvin Bagley can do on an offensive position. He is a great scorer down low. He's a lob threat, great in the pick and roll. We're going to talk about all that in this video, but we're also going to talk about the bad side of Marvin Bagley, because I don't want just to be always happy, always excited about what the Pistons are doing. And I know most people, myself included, make sure you hear this, I am excited about Marvin Bagley. I love when he is on the floor. It makes the Pistons more fun, more exciting to watch, but it doesn't mean that everything is just perfect. So what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of a deeper dive. And in order to do that, I think what we can do is we can look at the stats and what Marvin Bagley was doing both with the Sacramento Kings and with the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, he's new here, so we're excited. We're excited to see him. But I want to compare his 21-22 season, which is 16 games with the Pistons, to his 2021 season in Sacramento, where he played 43 games. So I know that was a weird year, but it also represents, as you can see, as you're looking at the stats, you can see it on your screen. This is the year I want to look at when he was in Sacramento and compare that to the year he was in Detroit right down here. So what I'm looking at here are points per game, a little bit more here. He had a few more minutes or a couple more minutes, so that makes sense. Field goal percentage is slightly up from 50.4%. Now it's up to 55%, especially coming off a couple of good games. Three-point shooting, not good. 21.2%. Isaiah Stewart is as good of a spacer right now as Marvin Bagley, so that is a concern. His free throw still seems to be a little bit broken. I'm not sure what's going on there. He started off his second year, he shot 80% from the line. That was a small sample size, but other than that, he's been that 60 to 70% range. He rebounds the ball well. It's a strength of his. He does rebound the ball well. And he scores well with his back to the basket, but he almost has a comically low number of blocks for his athletic profile. 0.4 blocks per game, not even a half a block a game. He's getting a block every other game. And here's what you have to understand. In Detroit, he had a couple of games where he put up 2 or 3 blocks. So there are multiple, many games in a row where he doesn't even get a block. He's averaging about a half a steal, 0.8 here in Detroit. So we've looked at the numbers, and here's what we're starting to see. What we're starting to see with these numbers is that they look scarily similar to what they looked like when he was in Sacramento. So while it looks great here, and we love young players, and this new fan that has been in Detroit, the big thing that we love is players who can put the ball in the basket. It's not so much all the old school fans where they just love the gritty, hard-nosed defense, the bad boys era. I think we all know we still got some of that in us. But we also like to see the new brand of NBA where the ball is getting put in the basket. Marvin Bagley is superior at putting the ball, well, not superior. He's very good at putting the ball in the basket. When you look at his pick and roll numbers, he ranks in the elite for points per possession in the pick and roll as the roll man. He has become a great lob threat. He has created a wonderful connection with Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes. In fact, he even said, and this is, I don't know, somewhat controversial. He even said he didn't have guards that were pass first guards in Sacramento. So now he's getting these opportunities. Now, here's the thing that I want to know and what you guys think about Marvin Bagley, because the other thing that I didn't talk about in those stats is his plus minus. Now, I understand he's been on losing teams everywhere he has gone, but he has had a negative plus minus every single year of his career. And that's not changing here in Detroit. He's almost a -5 when he's on the floor plus minus, which I would have never guessed because I feel like he's been super, super effective. So here's what I think this means going forward. We've talked about the good, pick and roll, back to the basket scoring, athletic ability. I mean, and he spaces the floor in a different way, right? He creates room for Cade in the lane because they have to pay attention to him as a lob threat. So while he might not be a floor spacer with the 3-point shot, There's more ways to space the floor than just the three. He's very good at all those things. What is he not good at? Anything and everything defense. He stands flat-footed often. He seems to get lost in transition where he's supposed to be on the defensive end, and he cannot time to save his life right now. He cannot time it up to get a block. So here's the struggle that I have with Marvin Bagley. I wanted to see him at the 5 spot. And I think offensively, he's more than capable. Rebounding, more than capable at the 5 spot. He's there. But his defensive ability to protect the rim isn't there. And that's the biggest disappointment that I've had with Marvin Bagley. So as good as he has shown to be on the offensive end, he is honestly almost equally bad on the defensive end. I'm just trying to be fair here. He's almost equally bad on the defensive end. So what is it about Marvin Bagley? Do you want to see him stay a Piston? I think all of us can agree we want to sign him to another contract, but we have a lot of people talking. I was just listening to the Bun and Cardigan podcast where they were saying, not John, not Edwards, right? But they were saying, hey, this is a guy that could be a $50 million guy in the future for the Pistons. It's going to cost us a lot of money. I don't know about you, but Marvin Bagley doesn't seem like a $15 million a year kind of guy to me. You have to be able to play on both sides of the floor to do that. But he has been showing that he can be elite offensively. The other problem that you have is, where does he fit with Jeremy Grant? We did a video on Jeremy Grant and what he looks like. Make sure you keep your eye out for that. And as part of this rebuild. So they play the same position. I do think Jeremy can play the 3, but he's also shown to play the 4. So what does that look like? Jeremy Grant's at $20 million a year. Would you rather pay Jeremy $20 million a year or Marvin Bagley 15? I think these are some of the questions that we have to ask ourselves. Also, are we willing to put 15, 10 million toward him when we could be putting it towards someone else? Personally, in that 10 million range, I think it's a no-brainer. I think we obviously keep it. But these are things that I want us to think about as a fan base for the Pistons. You need to be able to play on both sides of the floor. Dwayne Casey has said he believes that both Bagley and Stewart have the ability to become floor spacers. And he's also said we only need one of them to play on the floor at the same time. The question is, who's it going to be? And I think a lot of the future depends for this team on either Bagley or Stewart becoming a good floor spacer. And I mean by shooting the 3. We saw them together against New York. It looked really pretty. Bagley was playing really, really well. We still lost the game. And I don't think a lot of people played particularly bad. So there are many thoughts that I have in my brain. Hit me with some of the comments. What are your thoughts on Bagley? Have you noticed just the struggles? I mean, struggles on defense? Or are you too busy watching him on the offensive end and he just looks so good that you don't even worry about it? My homework for you, Pistons fan, next game, just watch the defensive side. When we're on defense, watch Marvin Bagley. Tell me what you see, because what I see is a guy that has all the athletic tools in the world to be a phenomenal defender. It's just not happening. Do we think Dwayne Casey can get him there, or is it going to be more of the same? Great offense, bad defense. Let me know what you think. If you watch the whole video, hit that subscribe button. It's right there. I don't know. It's one of those two. Hit that subscribe button. We're so thankful for you. Love the community we have here with Sports Talk Detroit. And we will see you guys on the next one.